What is going on, people of the internet? It's your boy Rico the Gearhead here with another episode, and now it's another new week, and boy has this weather decided to forcefully put us under house arrest. And also with the pandemic and harsh curfew hours going on, it's very hard to go out and ride without worrying about either being caught in the rain, mud, or even after curfew hours. But not to worry, while you're stuck at home, let me entertain you with some motorcycle knowledge many have come to love. And also, if you're new here, do consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you're updated whenever we post a new episode. Now, over a few months I've had you guys ask me what is the kind of bike to start with, what is the best kind of bike to start with. Now I do have a video that can give you an insight as to what to expect with a certain kind of budget, and if you haven't watched that video, I do highly recommend it. You can always see it. I will post it up in the link in the description, also on the top left of this video, top right, or whatever it may be. And many of you seemed to like that video. I have ridden with a few guys and I usually see them on different kind of bikes, but according to me, they don't actually seem to be in harmony with the bike, and many of them do not actually realize what is going on or how they even look like. To them, a bike is just a bike. Now, it's either they're either too big for the bike or the bike is too small for them. Now, I'm not body shaming anyone. Hey, it's your bike, it's your money, but at the end of it all, biking isn't as much as a transportation tool, it is also a lifestyle. Now, you may be there regretting why you bought that bike that's either too small, too tight, or even too big for you, and it becomes quite a hassle for you to actually ride it. Riding is all about enjoying and experiencing life that nobody else knows, or rather experience it. It's also another different world. Know that also that your body plays a huge part in also in the dynamics of the bike. You should always get a bike that fits your body perfectly. Now, this episode was requested by one of you guys. He's a fairly tall guy, 6 foot about ish, and wants to get into riding but is not sure on what bike to get. This video will be in response to his question and any other person out there who is likely in the same predicament. Now, let's start with the big dudes and dudettes out there. Like we said before, we basically use every part of our body to handle the bike safely. In corners, we do have to put ourselves in a body position that will safely help us to take a turn. Now, I believe if you have a big tummy and you're riding an R6, chances are that you're not as comfortable and you'll be quite as sore and tired than maybe a normal sized guy out there. The aggressive, sporty nature of the sport bike is not favorable to your body type. However, if you still want the speed and the power of a sport bike, there are super nakeds out there. We do have the likes of the GSX 750, we do have the Yamaha MT-07 and MT-09. For the Honda, we do have the Honda Hornet, just to name a few. I mean, there are plenty of bikes out there to suit your thirst for power and speed. However, what if you don't want the power, the huge power sport bike, and you just want a normal bike out there that's also not slow and quite fast and good looking? There are that bikes out there, like I did review the Honda NC 750X, quite a good bike and quite a comfortable bike at that. And we do also have ADV bikes of today which are quite capable as well. But what about the plus size people out there who can't really swing a leg over, say, maybe a GS 800 or even a 650? Well, not to worry, fam, there are scooters out there that can still pack a punch and are as quite as powerful as any other regular sports bike out there. A good example is the Suzuki Bugman 650, a powerful scooter which is powered by a liquid-cooled 638cc parallel twin 4-stroke engine that's putting out 54 horsepower at 7,000 rpm, and also its maximum torque is at 5,000 rpm. Now that's quite a decent bike. That's actually quite faster than even my 250. Now what this shows is there's literally a bike for everyone out there. For the next category we do have is for our tall dudes in the house. Now, I've also had a fairly tall friend, but he got the TNT 150 as his first bike, and while he sat on it, he did look a bit quite awkward, kind of like a clown riding a child's bike. No offense. I remember us talking about it, and it was kind of also a hindrance to him as well. Turns out he managed to get the TNT 250, which is much better and more comfortable to him at the end of it all. However, for all you tall people out there, I would actually recommend for you guys to get bikes like dual sport bikes, and a good example is the Kawasaki KLR 650. Now that bike suits tall people's heights and needs because first it's its high ground clearance, and that bike, even while seated, you will be comfortable with a slight to no bend in the knee depending on how tall you are. Same case with other dual sports. Heck, you can even try for ADV bikes such as the Honda Transalp, the KTM Duke 790 Adventure. We do have the Honda Africa Twin, and obviously you're feeling ambitious, Yamaha Super Teneres is favored by one of our own Wakili Timam. And also we do have lower CC bikes such as the Suzuki DRZ 400, we do have the XR 650, and the list for dual sports is quite endless. Now the narrow tanks for some of these bikes do provide a lot of leg room for your long legs to actually give you a more comfortable ride. Now imagine riding a sport bike with such very tight leg room. You won't enjoy it as much as a normal sized person would, and also you will have a lot of body ache since your body is quite tucked in an awkward position that's not quite comfortable for your body position. Again, get a bike for your body type. Next up is my favorite kind of people, are the short ones, especially women. To be quite honest, I think they are at more of an advantage per se, because most of the bikes that have the out there are quite low, especially mostly about sport bikes. Now it's no wonder that you see most guys on sport bike and cruisers and naked bikes because of their short ground clearance. Now a good example is the KTM Duke 390. Now I am fairly 5'8", 5'9" ish, and I could easily flat foot the KTM Duke 390, and even better the Yamaha R6. And when we have the lowest, and also we do have the lowest of them all, which are the cruisers. Actually, I do think women do actually look very good on cruisers than on sport bikes. I don't know, maybe it's my preference. Anyway, moving on. A hindrance might come to when they actually want to ride tall bikes such as dirt bikes, dual sports, even some ADV bikes to say the least. Now for a good bike, you should be able to reach the ground safely with your feet for one major reason: balance. Now your motorcycle runs on two wheels which are placed parallel to each other. Not parallel to each other, but they are also on a straight line, and one in front of the other, with which balance is needed to keep it upright. Now, but if you can barely reach the ground, chances are you can easily tip over your bike, and that can be bad and quite embarrassing and quite dangerous in certain situations. Not that I'm trying to scare you, but it is the truth and those are facts. Now if you really want a tall bike, do consider having the following changes. You can always change the suspension settings to either lowering or softening the suspension, or you can even go overboard and change the whole suspension to suit your needs. Well, for us mid-sized, height and weighted people, we really have the best from all worlds. There is no bike that we cannot ride, and that is not something to brag about, but it actually is. And also, in final, there goes my thoughts on what kind of bikes may suit you according to your body type. And I would recommend that you try out all kinds of bikes at least once in your life. You must also find yourself liking a different type of bike that you never thought that you would. Again, this is not to body shame anyone rather than to educate, and I'm not telling you how to spend your money. If you want that sport bike, do not let me stop you. I'm just like, I am just like Red Skull on Planet Vormir, guiding others to what I cannot possess. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a like and turn on the notification bell so that you're updated whenever we post a new episode. Follow us on social media at Rico the Gearhead on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And also, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, ride safe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.